why does it seem like, oh, it's just in a man's nature for a man to cheat or for a man to just live his life, 30-year relationship with his wife, and even if he has an affair, it's not going to destroy my relationship. It's just he's just a man.
It's just
I feel like the image of a man has drastically changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a man, and especially as a man who's walking with God and walking with purpose, you understand now you treat everything as a perspective of how your relationship with God is. Maybe my wording offended people, but I'm not gonna repent.
Meek, keep it meek.
Because I say women are shallow and that. Because those women, any man who, or any woman, let me just say any woman who has a present father figure in their life that has taught them the fundamentals of love and respect, they will never sell their bodies willfully for money. Never.
A dream without action is a ghost town not finished.
Come on, boys.
Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Mwotaji Jr. and I'm back with another episode from the Mwotaji Network, and this is episode 3 where we converse all things personal growth, mindset growth, and business growth. And today I am in studio with one of my special brothers, and I'm spoiled for choice. Why I say special is because, you know, it's been a blessing to really see his journey, see his growth, see how much he's transformed in his personal legend story and the things that are constantly unfolding in his life. And today I want to introduce himself as David, but I know him as Veedo. So today they're gonna see a different side of you that many people don't know. So without further ado, brother, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, so like Muli said, you know, my name is David, or Veedo to most of you. You know, Muli's a great brother of mine, and I appreciate him having me on here.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're just about to talk about a variety of things that will be beneficial to all of you out there.
Let's start with the Veedo we know. When I say we, the people that are following us,
Yeah.
and the Veedo that I now know, like the one that we have these deep conversations with behind the scenes, unfiltered, raw. You know, and that's the reason why I also wanted to bring you on the episode, because the synergies we have while we're conversing,
Crazy.
it's literally, you know, it's insane. A lot of
Crazy.
people would really benefit from it. So today, you know, I want people to have the privilege. You know me, I like hiding my people. You know what I mean? I don't like people knowing, you know, who I really rock with like that.
I hate it, bro.
And, you know, want them to really know this side of you that has recently emerged to the scene. So yeah, let's talk, since it's personal growth conversations, let's talk about the beginning when, you know, the lifestyle that you used to live.
Yeah, bro, I'm sure when we first met, I mean...
Yeah, active. I'm telling you guys, we
brother.
couldn't have a conversation with Veedo for more than 3 seconds when we were out. He was so active, like energy, moving up and down. You know, you're a social bird, so it makes sense. I'm not saying that side of you has changed, but you've become way more, you know...
Cool, calm, collected.
Relaxed, yeah. You've become more calm. And I think, let the people know what triggered the transformation, because everything has a trigger.
No, for sure. For me, it was just, you know, deciding to take a hold of my life because I realized, like, I can't keep living like this. I mean, fun is always going to be there. And the way I was doing it was maybe running away from something, you know, always wanting to be out and chasing that adrenaline, right? And I realized, okay, that's not who I am. That's not my true essence. And it was also just growing up too, just realizing, yo, this is life, man. Life is not a joke thing.
Do you feel like you starting the lifestyle of going out early days?
Early days.
When did you start going out? Because that's a
Brother, you know how we do it here in Nairobi, man.
Was it what? 14?
By age 14, you're active.
Boy.
Remember those S2 days?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
you see, I think that had a big part to do with it. You know, when you start things at such a young age, bro, I mean, they're bound to stick, bro. You know what I mean? They're bound to stick. And then it takes a lot of willpower to flee from certain things or certain habits. So I think, yeah, starting at a young age, you know, with, you know, just riding around with people who I thought were good people.
We'll go about that. We'll
talk
about that soon.
Yeah. But again, you're young, you're naive, so you can't really be too hard on yourself. But I think starting young definitely had a big reasoning for I guess all of this things happening.
Yeah. Let's talk about golf as well.
Yeah, so big golfer.
Come to my come to my mind. You are a huge golfer. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Played
yeah.
in the US for a long time. You left early.
Early days, bro. So right after year 8, I finished my year 8 at Braben.
Yeah.
And then, I had I'd been going to the US in the summers for golf camps. And then, after year 8, actually, after my second golf camp after year 7, I told my dad, yo, dad, listen, I'm winning. I'm kicking these guys in Kenya. I mean, I'm not getting any better. I want to go to the US where the competition is at its best.
Yeah.
And I also want to still do school. So I had to write my dad a whole letter.
Hey, you
Good.
know, we can relate in terms of
Yeah.
even football.
Yeah, fairs.
The competition here is good, well and done, yeah. But
Yeah.
to an extent, there's such a different level of athletes that are not in Kenya, that are not even in Africa. Yes, we have talent and everything, but the systems
Different.
is crazy. So talk
Yeah.
about that a bit.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, in terms of competition and all them things, it's gonna be better in the West, right? Because it's more developed. They have better equipment. Everything is just the systems run better, like you said. So that was my reasoning to even go into the US, because I knew if I wanted to, I had a dream of becoming a professional. So I was like, okay, cool. If I want to attain this dream, I have to get better. So that's what sent me to the US. They had better systems, better competition. And yeah, that was my journey throughout the whole of high school, man.
You see, the reason why I love talking about personal growth is because the book The Alchemist talks a lot about finding a personal legend, and that's a book that I love. A lot of people maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't. But on the journey, the journey of truly undiscovering your personal legend, I think the greatest thing that someone can do to themselves, the greatest gift that they can give themselves, is investing in discovering yourself. And for me, I feel like it is a lifelong journey, 100%. But there is the foundations that you do definitely discover, like in the early phases, that allow you to apply the art of filtering.
100%, brother.
And let's talk about
There's
the
nothing
art
more.
of filtering.
There's nothing more true than what you just said.
Yeah, in your life, you said, you were naive, you had different associations,
Yeah.
and talk about, yes, you kind of had a place where you were tired, but what did you have to sacrifice? What did you have to give away for you to kind of align yourself to the journey you're on right now?
Yeah, man. I had to sacrifice tons of
Let's
things.
talk about it. Let's dive deeper.
I mean, simply even abstaining from, sexual things, whatever, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Then also,
You're a handsome lad, so that must have been
yeah, bro, it was
dangerous.
I mean, even to this day, this is a lifelong battle, bro.
Yeah.
Certain things
Say
are
that.
just,
Yeah.
women are just, anyway, that's a whole different topic.
Uh-huh.
But then also alcohol as well, bro. I realized, when you mix alcohol with a lot of things happen. So
Why are you talking in code? let's be, since we're talking about the art of filtering, let's not have a
Yes.
filter here. I want to
Fair.
really be
I like that,
raw
yeah.
and cut.
Yeah.
Because we have these conversations with no filters.
No,
So
facts.
let's dive deeper into that one.
Alcohol is a spirit. It's a spirit,
Oh,
man.
we're going there.
If we're going there,
All
bro.
right, say no more.
Alcohol is a spirit. And it's a gateway to many unwanted things that you bring into your life. And so, in fact, I realized by cutting that out, I did myself so much more good than bad. In fact, that was, I think, the single most. It was like the master to all the other things that were happening around me, right?
The snake head.
It was like exactly. So when I cut that out, a lot of things started to just naturally dissolve. You know what I mean? It's like what they call it? Like a domino effect.
Yeah, domino effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, that was one of the biggest sacrifices, and it was hard because, like you said, you knew me as a social guy out in the clubs, this and that, bro. And the adrenaline when you're out,
Crazy.
there's women all over you,
The attention, yeah.
popping bottles and
Yeah.
all these things, bro. It can really do something to you, right? So, I mean, it was a big sacrifice because I actually enjoyed it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it was a problem, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing that can compare to how I feel right now. There's nothing that can compare to the journey that I'm on right now. And so for me, I'm grateful, bro.
The moment you sacrifice, what kind of shifted in your life? Let's talk about you had to cut off certain things. Did
Yeah.
you also disconnect from certain people?
I did.
And what kind of followed after that?
A journey of self-realization. I began to spend a lot of time by myself, truly finding like, okay, who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What things do you want to do? So, yeah, I mean, it was kind of a thing of like, okay, cool, yeah, sure, I may have lost some people, but it didn't affect me. It was like, okay, cool. It doesn't mean they're gone forever, but this is what it takes. This is a sacrifice that it takes to
100%.
elevate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's deep.
it's deep, brother.
Because I think I think the moment people realize, a lot of people even ask me this question, really, like, how did you deal with disconnecting from certain people,
Yeah,
certain associations?
yeah.
I think that is one of the it's not really a loss,
But it's
because genius values
Yeah.
isolation, like to a certain extent. I'm not saying now that you're on your personal legend, you have to isolate yourself. Let me not even use isolate. Let me use consecrate, because it's a different term. And consecrate has, it's pulling yourself to something and drawing yourself into something while you're also abstaining from something. So consecration is a balance of not just isolating yourself, but pulling yourself towards something that you want to pursue more.
Yeah.
So
it's more of a pull than
yes.
Okay.
But then every season is different. So the seasons of consecration were for me, like, before I'm preparing for something such as speaking at an event or having an event that I'm doing, I need to kind of consecrate myself for me to be in tune with my inner genius. Because everyone has a genius in them.
100%.
And that's the beauty of also, as you said, self-realization.
Yeah.
You know, right now I know you as someone who's very legacy driven, very
Yes.
purpose driven and everything. And a lot of people are strange because we know we're young. Like,
Yeah.
you guys just live your life. You know, I'm
Yeah.
talking to
Have fun.
talking to the older guys, and like, yeah, you know, just relax,
Enjoy your 20s.
have fun. That's the question now.
I think it's actually deceived.
Fun changes now.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what we consider
Yeah,
fun is no
yeah.
longer fun anymore.
Talk about
To an extent, it's not saying that guys can't have fun,
No.
but our definition of fun has drastically changed.
different.
Me, I love these type of conversations.
Yeah.
That's
This
so
is- this
much
is
fun
fun
to
to
me.
us,
Yeah,
bro.
definitely. And so it's like, tell the people how you now perceive your daily movements, and how you're very big on investing in yourself. And I see that you're a very big giver
Yeah.
in terms of how you now want to navigate your impact on the world, because we're all now legacy driven.
Yeah.
What's the footprint we're leaving in society?
Yeah.
Do you feel like now you've discovered that?
I still think I'm on the journey of discovery. I think I'm a toddler, bro, on this journey. And first of all, I actually want to give you props because you're one of the people who, you know, have brought me along this journey. So for me, I'm still very young in it. I'm still trying to figure it out, bro. I don't know anything. But what I can say is I'm a better person than I was even just a few months ago at the beginning of this year. So, you know, my day to day, I mean, you asked me how I perceive
Your movements.
my movements. I perceive my movements as meaningful, as
Intentional.
purposeful, intentional, very intentional. And you know, before I used to realize, you know, when I was still doing Babylon things,
Yeah. Say that.
that I was just existing, bro. And this is something that you talk about a lot, bro. You say that there's a difference between existing and living. So now I generally think, and you know, that's what keeps me going, just understanding and knowing that I'm actually, right, figuring out how I'm going to start living as opposed to existing. Because I'm not there yet.
That leads me to my next point. And thank you, by the way. I appreciate the
course,
compliment. But let's talk about being present, and even on a bigger picture, the importance of men and women having a present father figure in their lives. I said something on my Instagram, the reel we had, that we were making last week.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram.
Tap in kindly. Thank you.
Vice versa. And it triggered a couple of people.
Did it now?
Yo, it triggered people.
This was
it
the
made me laugh.
fresh and fitting?
Yes, when I was
My
talking
days.
about fresh and fit, and it just makes me wonder, why don't people actually use the two gifts
Yeah.
that God has given us and actually listen?
Yeah.
Yes, the context was not full in measure,
Yeah.
but I was talking about. Let me give you guys a kind of backstory. I was talking about how on the Fresh and Fit podcast, if you don't know the Fresh and Fit podcast, just do your due diligence and search it. And the conversations they have with women who are mostly strippers, mostly prostitutes, OnlyFans models, who very much sell their body for money.
Yeah.
Most of the conversations they have are tailored around why do you do what you do? And at the end of the day, when I said women are they're so daft and shallow, they don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. To an extent, it's true. Maybe my wording offended people, but I'm not gonna repent
Meek, keep it meek.
because I said women are shallow and daft. Because those women, any man who or any woman, let me just say any woman who has a present father figure in their life that has taught them the fundamentals of love and respect, they will never sell their bodies willfully for money. Never.
Brother, you're speaking facts.
And the fact that people could not listen to the message.
That's why, though.
That's
That's
wild.
why, bro.
It's wild.
No, it's because it touched a lot of people, bro.
It did.
And that's how you know you're saying something that actually has substance to it.
100%.
So, brother, it's just one of them things.
I'm not moved by that, of course.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that we definitely need to touch on is how society has definitely what we see today is literally as a result of men not walking in their role as a father. Literally. And I said our fathers have failed us. Everything is different. Our relationship, why I even brought you here is because your relationship with your father and mine is completely different. And I want to give that different perspective.
Sure, yeah.
So let's talk about how you, with your father, you know, you do speak well of him. You do have a lot of respect for him. But let's talk about like the art of being present.
Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful, bro. Because where do I even start?
Let's dive in.
Nah, because you see, like my dad, and like I speak to you a lot about my dad. He's a very good guy. Bro, such a nice, meek. He's like a stoic character, bro. Believe it or not. He's just very one-dimensional.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, and so you know that naturally brings lack in certain aspects. One of them being maybe like emotional, for example. So me and my dad, we don't have an emotional like relationship or anything like that, but it's very like one-dimensional. Understand? So he's a provider. He's a good guy. He's everything of that nature. But like all of us, we lack in certain areas. You understand? So
I think that's a very profound insight.
Yeah.
You've been very vulnerable there, to be honest.
yeah,
But I think what's profound is the fact that many of our fathers in their generation are similar.
it's very similar. Yeah.
But now when you look at now great-grandfather, great-great-great-grandparents, they usually had a more, when we're talking about in romantic relationships and marriages,
Correct.
they had a spirit of perseverance.
100.
Now it's like the perseverance spirit just
Deeper
keeps
and deeper.
dropping and dropping and dropping.
See.
Because we have good men. Yes,
Go there,
we have
brother.
good men.
Go there.
We have good men, 100%,
See.
but not necessarily good actions. Not exactly what we're talking about. Good intentions and good motives and purpose driven. Why we want to talk about this is because we want to raise. I'm not going to say we. I'm not even going to say raise. I want to bring a deeper level of conversation that's not often talked about in context with why people feel like as men, a lot of women feel this and they feel this deeply. Why does it seem like, oh, it's just in a man's nature for a man to cheat or for a man to just live his life, 30-year relationship with his wife, and even if he has an affair, it's not going to destroy
whatever.
my relationship. He's just a man.
It's just
I feel like the image of a man has drastically changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a man, and especially as a man who's walking with God and walking with purpose, you understand now you treat everything as a perspective of how your relationship with God is. So for me now, obviously I've made my mistakes. I'm vulnerable about that.
Yeah.
Even in my book, I mention it. If you've not read my book, it's on
Tap
Amazon
in,
right now.
Tap in.
Just saying. And I talk a lot about how there's a shift and turning points that made me even go deeper into the journey I'm on. Because again, the moment people think you're on a journey of discovering yourself, they think now you're perfect. And they think now there's an image of perfection you have to have. Far from it.
Far.
I believe, me personally, I had to understand those mistakes were definitely very, very important for me to even cement my understanding of who I am. And now when we're talking about fathers, the reason why many relationships nowadays don't even last more than 2 years, when we talk about even in the dating scene, is because dating has completely
It's
changed.
changed.
If we're talking about how dating used to be back in the days, they used to court each other.
Yeah.
Your family versus family.
It's courting.
Your family beats my family.
Yeah.
Meet each other.
Yeah.
Align for a bit.
Different.
Married.
Different gravy.
Yeah. But now the standards are insane.
And it's only gonna get worse, you know, unfortunately.
It's true. You said the
Unfortunately.
truth.
But you know, actually, now that you speak about such, my dad has been such a great resource to me, even if he doesn't know it.
Have you made it known to him though?
No.
So do you feel like that's a reason why maybe you don't have that emotional connection?
No, but when I say great resource, I mean, possibly, honestly. And maybe this might prompt me to just go to him and say, Dad, you've been such a great resource to me. Because the things that I've learned from him, oh my God, bro.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Things about marriage, how to treat a woman, how to
I seen it, bro.
exist as a man,
I
how
seen
to...
it. If you've been on a date with Veedo, you know what he's talking about.
Are you going there? Are you really going there?
Hey, man.
Are you really going
I
there?
had to say that, bro. But it's true, though. It's true.
I mean, fair, bro. You know what I mean? So, again, I'm still young in this journey. But, and you know, even this realization that I've come to right now, I don't think it would have been possible for me to come to such because I was existing. I was not living. Now I pay very much attention to people and the finest things.
Yeah.
So my dad, now that I think about it, bro, my dad has been such a great resource to me.
Mm.
And these are things I also want to implement.
When you're raising your family.
Yeah, but with a twist. I know, okay, cool. This is what my dad is good at. This is what he lacks.
Mm.
I can look at that as a
holistic
shift, kind of thing, and then implement same things, but different things as well.
Yeah, 100%. For me,
with my generation.
I think I've learned from the mistakes
100, bro.
more than the things I don't even know. You know, I'm not gonna disrespect anyone who brought me into the world.
Yeah.
That's far from it.
Far.
If you know my character, I can't. I would put a curse on myself.
Yeah, Proverbs, bro.
And I think one thing I know I'm grateful for is the fact that God used him to bring me into the earth. But in terms of how he has carried his fatherhood role, poor. And one thing I know is any man. I'm not going to talk about my relationship with my father on camera, right? But what I'm talking about is the holistic view.
Yes.
One thing I know as men we should do is not neglect that emotional connection. Because again, everything in this life is emotion.
Yeah, energy
in motion. Everything is energy. And it's all about value for value transactions.
Always.
And how you raise yourself as a man is definitely how you're going to raise your kids.
100%.
And I think on that topic, you know, we being young, a lot of people are like, these guys are having such deep conversations for young guys.
Yeah, what do they know?
Exactly. There's that element of we're humble, we understand.
Yeah.
I am far from claiming I know something.
Yeah, toddlers, bro.
And one thing I'm grateful for is the spirit of humility. Not to say that I have reached a certain level now that I'm qualified or, you know, I can speak about certain things, but I have a different perspective from experience to offer insights to make people understand. If you don't do your due diligence of discovering yourself in your personal journey, I don't think you'll ever do anything of impact and value in the world today.
Nothing.
So, with how you now take a little detour.
Yes, yeah.
Talk about alcohol a little bit more because it's such a horrible culture we have in Nairobi.
Oh, yeah.
Not even in Nairobi, just in the world today.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you taking that sacrifice from alcohol was something that's permanent, or do you feel like it's a phase?
It's a lifestyle. It's permanent. It's permanent. This is something I've been yearning for, bro, for 2 years, bro. From the time that I stopped.
Do you feel like alcohol really had a hold on you?
I don't think it was. I think it was more so the things that came with alcohol that I was just like, okay, this is not me. This is not
what things? Are we talking about flirting? Are we talking about having sex? Are we talking about like,
having sex.
all of that. Okay,
just
fairs.
leading like women the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Just not being a good person. Also just doing things that I don't typically do.
Yeah.
Right? Such as maybe spending time in the wrong places, not prioritizing my health, or even with my sport, with golf. I mean, I think part of the reason why I did not possibly like go to the level that I knew I was capable of going is because I was caught up in worldly things, courtesy of alcohol. I was too caught up on the lifestyle. And that's what alcohol did. It made me like, okay, cool. What's the next motive? Where are we going tonight?
Yeah.
I can't wait for the weekend to come because I know I'm going to be in the club popping bottles.
That's such a twisted way of thinking.
Do you know what I mean?
Bro? Like, to me, it shocks me that people
Yeah.
haven't made this transition.
Yeah.
Although there's what people call in the metaphysics world the age of Aquarius, where there's a collective consciousness where people are coming to their senses.
That's where we're at right now, right?
That's the age we're in right now, where people are now awakening to the fact that life is more than popping bottles, going to clubs, having just casual sex. You talked about abstaining.
Abstaining, bro, because I realized it was...
How hard is that journey, though?
My days, man. Probably the hardest of them all. Kid you not.
Yeah.
But bro, I've been celibate for like a year now, bro.
Wow.
It's the hardest thing ever, bro. But
congratulations.
no, thank you, brother.
That's very hard. A lot of men can't
so
sit here
hard,
and say
bro.
that.
Especially knowing me.
I know.
Like, bro. It's in like I don't know how I did it, but it's God, bro. This is not me, bro. Because there's no way I could have done this by myself, man. Now that I think about it.
On that topic, a lot of people want to break free from certain vices, but they enjoy the vices too much to let it go.
It's become an idol in their lives. Yeah.
So it's like, for you exercise such a... I think you got to the end of your willpower to say that you were tired.
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
And I think that's a lot of things people need to notice. Don't dismiss the fact that you are actually tired of doing what you know is not good for you. Like, man, this ain't good for me.
Yeah.
And how important it is for you to let go of that, for you to go further in your own personal journey. So do you feel like, also, side note, do you feel like with golf, pursuing golf to a pro level, are you still on that journey? Or are you done with that?
That's a void, and that's like a rebuttal I'm not yet come to terms with, bro. Because it's actually very it's like such a mental battle, because when you have such a talent, such a gift, that you don't know if you should. People tell you, okay, go for it, but maybe your heart is not necessarily. You don't maybe believe in yourself. And then there's another side to it where it's like, okay, but am I running out of time? Is it too late? So it's a lot of like, it's very psychological. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I don't know how to answer that.
100%.
Because, I genuinely don't know how to answer that, Muli. But
no, I hear you.
But I think that's something that a lot of athletes go through, bro.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a topic for another day.
That is a topic for another day.
But,
I rate that though.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, to answer your question, in maybe not directly, but in another way, the best way I know how to is I still love the sport, and I do want to, as you know, do something with it. Maybe not from the like playing part of it, but there's something in the works that I'm working on. With with the whole brand and everything.
Come on.
Yeah, so that's that, bro.
Yeah, anyone who's watching can see that Veedo is a special man. Like, we look at you and we know you're destined for something great. Not even something great, greatness.
Yes, sir.
I want to say this last thing on a ending note. We have this question that I will continuously ask my guests. What is your dream? Discipline. I need to look at it.
Go ahead. Yes.
Discipline, routine, education, action, mindset. It's my wallpaper. That's why I had to look at it.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to. So each one I answer.
Nah,
just remind me
holistically, what is your dream?
Oh, the holistic thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the driving force now in your life? That, yes, it is a dream. It is an action. There's a goal you have, mindset, whatever it is. How do you define that now?
How do I define that?
You've come from a journey of, I would say, overindulgence.
That's a perfect word for
the opposite of overindulgence.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are kind of in that same transition. So how do you see things now in a dream perspective. But they're very ambitious, and I know that. So,
How do I see things from a dream perspective?
mhm.
That's beautiful.
You can take a moment. I have
Yeah,
literally
of
no
course.
rush.
How do I see things from a dream perspective?
You
I
see,
mean,
before you answer, just take
Yeah.
a bit more time to think.
yeah.
Why I even raise the conversation of being present is because being in the present moment gives you such profound revelations about yourself. And present moment is also being still within. Because I think anyone who's been listening to me for a long time understands my firm foundation in that everything internally dictates your external reality. And how you live inwardly, if you're not even aware of your inward reality, if you don't even understand you have a world within you, you're so far from
Far from it.
everything I'm talking about. But when you shift inward
Yeah.
and actually make that perspective of my consciousness definitely determines my reality. It's it's literally what I'm conscious of, and even sometimes subconscious and even unconscious of, determines how I will live and determines the things that I'll be able to see and even achieve. Because I think a lot of people put limitations on themselves
Yeah.
in terms of how much they can actualize. Like for me, let me give you a personal story.
Yes.
I never thought I would be able to make a certain amount of money in my youth without having a 9 to 5. Like it was a limitation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was last year when I was on my hiatus, 2 month hiatus. I was just thinking to myself, I want to be a man of abundance. This and this is generally how I want to live. I'm not called to be suffering. Yeah, that's not me. I came to terms with that with myself. But I was like, how am I going to make money or wealth come to me without me physically or exerting so much activity? Because again, if you feel like you have to work so hard
Yeah.
to achieve a certain amount of wealth, that's how life is going to be for you. But if you treat life as a game, you see this is actually a game. There are people who are actually getting millions from selling what's in their mind or articulating their knowledge, being paid to do that. So it's like I had to actually go on the path of creating value within myself, investing in myself. That's why we're talking about personal growth, investing in myself to a capacity where now I don't have to think about what is within me. It just flows out externally. What is in my heart will eventually come out. So it's like, to close, if I didn't break that limitation from my reality that, oh, this, let's say 300,000, I feel like that was hard at a point for me. No 9 to 5, break that limitation even more, comes to a point where like 300K is small stuff. It's like now you build yourself to a place where there's no amount of millions, billions, trillions that define me as a man. And why I want to talk about this in closing is because oftentimes people link their values to the things that they have and the things that they attain. And this is a long way of me saying your dream doesn't have to be something tangible.
Can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
You know, you can own something, you can own the world and not enjoy it. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You can accumulate so much, right?
Still be empty.
And still be empty. Do you know there's a man, actually many men, who attain so much wealth, attain so much things,
Yeah.
but are laying in bed, sick. They have a big garden, nice roses. I mean, nice flower. I mean, crazy, beautiful garden.
Yeah.
But you, as a simple man, can walk past that garden, breathe in, take in the air, enjoy the garden, appreciate the flowers, present. But him, who owns the garden, by the way,
Suffering.
probably doesn't even go out to his garden to enjoy it. You can live in a house and not enjoy the house.
Yeah.
So accumulation, bro, is not a defining factor of wealth.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean? And you
Circling
don't need
it
to
back.
own something to like sort of, you don't need to own something to like I guess embrace it and
Or have success.
yeah.
So now that's why I lead the question of dreams. What maybe now you have a kind of different perspective of how you can say, what is my definition of what defines my dream right now?
Yeah. For me, I want to give like there's no tomorrow, bro.
Philanthropist.
Yes, bro. Genuinely, bro.
Yeah.
And I used to accumulate so many things, almost just like what I just said.
Yeah, we've seen it. If you've not seen his Instagram,
I used to accumulate so many things, bro. Drip. Yeah. There's a time I used to be known as the drip god.
star. Yeah,
Drip
yeah.
star. Broski, like, it's just temporary happiness. Tangibles don't bring happiness, brother. There's only a good feeling before you purchase and just after you purchase whatever it is that you're purchasing.
Yeah.
Then you go on and purchase more. Then you just accumulate. You realize, bro, what void are you trying to fill?
Consumerism,
man. Brother.
Talk about that.
And that, bro, that just put me in a space. In fact, this year I came to that realization. I was like, bro, like, I don't like accumulating things. I generally don't like accumulating things. I want to be such a giver, bro. Like, I want to be like the best giver in the world. You know how people say I want to be the best footballer in the world?
Yeah.
Bro, I want to give.
Yeah.
And just give, bro.
And one thing I can challenge you on, though.
Yeah, please.
Sometimes you can become the giver before you even have the certain amount of resources you want to have
100%.
to give.
You don't need to be rich to give, bro.
You don't, bro. You already have value.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I do want to challenge you on that.
Yeah, please. And you're going to hold me accountable.
I will, for
as
sure.
my brother.
For sure. But hey,
Yeah.
I'm without further ado, I'm so grateful. And I said spoiled for choice because the brotherhood we've created here today, thanks to Yah. Thanks to Almighty Yah, for sure.
All praise to him.
And it's been a blessing to have you on the
Thank
podcast.
you, brother.
I really enjoyed this
Many more, no?
100%.
Yes,
and
sir.
a lot of people don't know what's cooking, but
Seen.
I'm gonna hold you to that, bro. The people
Seen.
need to see the things that I see in you.
Seen, bro.
And yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
This is just regular for us.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
To
So-
say the least.
Without further ado, it's been your host, Muli JR. Sorry for the clap, for that echoes in the audio. But it's been your host, Muli JR. Thank you for watching. Please, I don't need to say subscribe, but just do it. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Thank you for the 400 subscribers. Hey,
shout out, man.
it may be little to someone, but to
Big
me,
ups,
I started this year, so I feel like it's a beginning. It's a beginning.
Soon 1K.
Soon 1K. That's the
Yeah.
goal. And yeah, you guys talked about the last episode I had with my boy Sichangi. About it was too short. I just had to give you guys a teaser of the way he lives. He's on a different level, and I think it's a blessing to just at least have 30 minutes to pick into someone's mind who's really in another sphere of living. So today it was a personal growth conversation with the one and only Veedo. Thank you guys for watching. If you've watched this far, please subscribe, share, like, comment. Please let me know whatever it is you're feeling, your thoughts. I'm very open to learning and growing with you guys. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. It's been your boy Muli JR. Love and guidance. Peace.
Come on, boys.